That's much better. There we go. Now you guys get to see the mess that is the rest of the office. Now the real question is, can I hear things? Let's find out. Yay! Things can be heard. I don't know if this audio is any better than it usually is. Yeah. We'll start with this. It's all fun and games until Forrest comes in here. Because we're doing rabbits, I think, because what kind of, what do rabbits look like? Do I know what a bunny looks like? Their faces are kind of flat, so do a big piece here, little pieces there, I think. And that'll give us a bit more of that oval shape, hopefully. Here. Here. It's okay to have a little bit extra. Extra is always helpful. And then we'll cut the thickness in half. There we go. I should turn on certain things. Got that good. Brain hole. It helps if we plug in the hot glue gun. The important thing is that the depth is exact, so we have 1 inch versus not quite 1 inch consistently. Oh, someday I'll know how to do things. Slowly but surely, we're doing things. Things are getting added. Things are being learned. I think in the future, what I'll want to do is I will, if I ever get a decent setup and use OBS, which maybe I can figure that out, maybe I can't. Then I'll hopefully have, hi baby mans, hello. How's it going? Oh, you're toasty from being outside. Yeah, you're toasty from being outside. Oh, good baby. Oh, good baby. Hello. Hi. You shouldn't be right here though. If you pull the hot glue gun, that's gonna burn you. Yeah, you'll get crispified. Yeah. We don't want no crispy babies. Mm-mm. No crispy baby mans. Hello. Yes, that is my pocket. You should go lay down, bud. You just finished playing all morning. You did. Oh. I didn't turn off notifications. I probably should have muted my notifications. Are you get off my phone, you little butthole. Come lay on your spot. No, sir. Come here. Thank you. Nobody wants you laying all over the foam. Yeah. You can't be laying all over the foam, you big baby. Can you lay down, please? You need to lay down. Not on the foam. No. Not on the foam. Come lay down. Thank you, good boy. Well, that's on you for playing Baldur's Gate at 2 in the afternoon, Jay. Also, I've added some things. I've added things, Jay. I have added commands to chat. Because I figured out how to do that. So now we have the fun commands, like flip and angry flip. We also have Bingus and Babymans, which you could also put in as Sarah or Forrest. There's just a small handful of commands so far, because that's all I could think of. But we could type in little things like Boingus. Hee hee! And it works! Ah. I'm glad it worked. I was worried it wouldn't work. But it's working! So now I've got little blurbs. And then of course we got Saribot. So we can flip things. Yes! That's all I've got so far, pretty much. Like, I don't know what my total list of commands are. I think I just have the 4, which really is just technically 2, because I have their actual names and their nicknames as the same command. Oh, no, and then I have Patreon on my website, but I didn't make a command to show command. That is a good idea. I should make a command that shows the commands. In fact, actually, I wonder if I type that in. Oh, there you go. If it'll let you see that. I don't know. Does it let you see it? Perfect. Cool beans. Because I have no idea how that works, so. We're learning, Jay. We're learning. We're also trying really hard not to get burnt with hot glue. Too late. Ow. How's the audio this time? Because it sounded okay to me, but does it sound better than usual or about the same? because I flipped my phone around because I realized that audio from the rear camera, for some reason, is worlds better than audio from the front-facing camera. So it should hopefully be a bit louder and not so quiet this time around. Huzzah! There we go. Okay, good, good. So that's much better then. Yeah, because I think eventually I'm gonna get a camera of some sort and a decent microphone, a good microphone. And we'll have a nice setup. That way I can actually do OBS. You think the camera quality is better? That's interesting. I'll have to look at my camera settings and see if maybe, because I might have switched the front camera to a lower quality. Because I think the rear camera's set to 4K. I highly doubt it's actually doing 4K. That is interesting. I didn't think the camera quality would be better. Brain holes. I told this little shit not to lay on my phone. So now he's laying up against the phone. Yeah, that's right. I stole the phone from you. You're not supposed to be laying on it. No, you're not. When you're lazy enough that you don't want to get out of your chair. Well, don't do that. That's how you get your nose cut off. You little goofball. Yes, it's a little leg. Yeah, you're all out in the middle of the floor. You are. You're in the middle of the floor. Don't get run over. It's all fun and games. Do I want to cut this one in half? I think so. I think that was the plan. Dang it, I left my scissors over there. Hi, baby mans. Hello. You gotta do it again. I don't know what that is. Hi. He is requesting the scritches. Yes, hello, hi. Can you go lay down, please? You want a kiss, kiss? Not a single thought behind those eyes. No, there's not. Hello, baby. You're a good baby. Yes, you are. You're a good baby. Can you lay down, please? Oh, hi. Oh, hello. You're such a weirdo. Luna. Hello, hello. I'm surprised you're not watching Quinn's stream. Oh, everybody's decided right now. Quinn said they're streaming. They posted a link in the group chat. I think they're playing Call of Duty. Oh, he brought his fish in. Save that for later. I don't know how far I'm gonna get today, because I also have a drawing commission to do. And I don't have a good idea for it. Well, that would be a good setup for OBS. In which case, maybe I should just get a nice microphone for that. Because then I could, because my drawing tablet plugs into my laptop anyway. So if I ever want to do drawing streams, I could just screen share my drawing tablet and have a couple overlays and stuff. And that would be fairly easy to actually do. Hot, hot, hot. Hot, 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 hot. Hot, 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 hot. Come here, stupid cord. I want a temperature controlling hot glue gun rather than just a set temp gun. Because I have another hot glue gun, brand new, in a box somewhere. I actually don't know where I put the box. But I do have a hot glue gun that is on a battery pack instead of plugged in. But you can't control the temperature on it. Which sucks. But at least it'd be easier to turn on and off. Brain hole. Because the issue I have is, like, it's high temp hot glue, but it gets so liquidy that it takes 10 years to dry. And there's, like, this really perfect consistency that's just slightly above low temp glue, but not super liquidy hot glue. That's kind of gooey, like honey. And it cools off quick enough that it holds its own strength, you know. But it's not so already cooled off, you know, that it's useless. Alright. Waste not, want not. If they're going to send me junk mail, I'm going to use the paper. I'm going to recycle, reduce, reuse, recycle with my old college's newsletter. Sharpies. I only had 80 of them. Where'd they all go? There they are. I have to remember we're making a rabbit this time around. It's gonna have a horn though, and I think that would be fun. I think also I can scoot some things. There we go. If I scoot some things, we do actually have space on this desk. Where's my sample eye blank? There it is. Also another case of waste not. This is a failed eye blank, but since it's the correct size, I use it for figuring out shapes and placement on my foam when I'm building it. What do rabbits look like? I keep asking this question. How do bunny? Well, I don't want to upload an image, I just want to look at it. Because they've got a pretty kind of a face. And then they got these really bitty chins. So actually, I could go like so. I know you guys can't really see what I'm doodling, but I promise there is in fact a doodle on the paper. It'll be much easier to see once I actually have it onto foam. And then the real question is how wide? Because like generally for narrower canine muzzles I do 4 inches. And then for like felines and stuff like that that have generally wider, rounder muzzles, I'll do 5 inches. But it's a very round muzzle. I feel like we could go with 4 inches. Because bunny heads are just generally really narrow. And we already kind of narrowed it out a little bit with this. So I think 4 inches will be wide enough. And then once we bring on that, we'll just have to make sure it's nice and round on the, you know. We can add little circle pieces if we have to. They have big cheeks, but they're also somehow really flat. Like they're very round, but they're like front dead on. They tend to be pretty, for rabbits anyway. Like domesticated bunnies are very circular. I'm going for more of like a wild rabbit rather than a domesticated bunny. Something more between like a rabbit and a hare, a wild rabbit and a hare. So a bit more narrow with the really, and then the very, they got the very round snoots, you know? I think this also means I need to go like so. There we go. So then this, right? No. This will be our bunny muzzle. I feel like it's a little incorrect. It goes more like there, I think. There's a better height, and then we'll have our little lower jaw right here. We could even drop it just a tiny bit more. We'll figure it out. Trace these onto the foam. Actually, hey, I've got some scrap foam I can trace a piece on. Always trying to use up scrap. You know what? It might be easier to save this for the lower jaw, though. Because that was from the last project I just did. Oh, you know what? I should actually... I need to print out little bunny teeths. Because I don't have any printed bunny teeth. I have a lot of, like, pointed carnivore teeth. But I don't actually have any flat herbivore teeth or buck teeth. So I'll have to get those done later. No, this needs to come down lower. There we go. A little ledge for the teeth to sit on later. And then, of course, this. Right? So if we put this here, yeah. I make my shapes really weird. I don't like having to carve out foam because it tends to come out uneven and ugly. Woo! That is an improvement. I still feel like is that like, what's your normal range for like when you're watching videos and stuff on your TV? Because I feel like 45 is still, well, 35 I mean, is still pretty high. Because like I know we set our TV to like 10 for movies and stuff. If it's an older movie, it might be closer to 20. Because older movies have really odd audio qualities. Okay. So that's not too bad. I think at this point it's just an issue of the camera is a good 5 feet away from me. And it's a good 2-3 feet away from the music. So either way you're kind of, it's not close. So I'm sure if I came up right in front of the camera and, you know, was yelling at it, you would hear me just fine. But that is an improvement. An improvement's an improvement.
Where is everyone at? Mom Talk has gotten to a really hostile point. Demi's willing to kick Jesse out of the group. I feel like I'm walking into a lie instead. It's gonna get messy, for sure. They're left and right. The police are here. I can't see this going any other way but a pure bloodbath. This is so toxic.
So we're going to do this. And this is where things get weird. Interesting. Yeet. I usually don't. This is just, I think this is actually the first time I'm doing that. And it's solely because I'm in the rolly chair and because I can roll over there. With the old chair, it was physically get up, get out of chair, and then I'd be on my hands and knees, folded over my knees, tracing stuff, because that was more comfortable than not being like that. But I have decided today that I am too lazy to get out of chair. So I'm just bending over. And it's not uncomfortable. Like, that's a perfectly normal range for me. Ooh. I've got a something. Yes! But, the rain hole. You know, sometimes the trains, they just disappear. And then I can't remember what I was thinking about. Oh, the bending over thing. I feel like the only reason I can't bend further is because I have bones in the way, to be honest. Like, I don't feel particularly flexible. If that makes sense. Which is kind of making me paranoid. Because I keep getting videos from the Hyper-Elos Danlos side of TikTok. And it's cool, I like learning about new things and all. But it's making me very paranoid, because they're like, oh, normal people can't do this. And I'm like, this is a perfectly normal range of motion for me, to be able to put my palm flat between my shoulder blades. Right. Or like, they're like, oh, well, you shouldn't be able to bring your nose to your, you know, your toes to your nose. And I'm like, well, I can't do that, but I can bring my knee and my foot up to my shoulder, you know? Like, that's a little bit of a stretch for me, but it's a perfectly normal stretch for me. And I'm like, what, is that too far? How far is too far? How many things can I do that's too many things that I can do? Like, when is it I should get that checked. When does it just go from being a quirk to a problem? You know, like, because there are a lot of issues and, like, side effects that people describe with Ehlers-Danlos, and I'm like, oh yeah, I feel like that all the time. And I just assume it's because of my general lifestyle, not because I actually have Ehlers-Danlos. But what are the odds? And it's like, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I don't even want to think about it, because I have enough problems. The Tourette's is plenty. I had to do it. I had to mention it, of course. Brain hole. I miss having thoughts stay in my noggin. Like, somehow I'm constantly thinking all the time, but I can never hold on to a thought for more than 2 seconds. And it's driving me nuts. There we go. Oh, I probably need to warm the hot glue gun again. I don't really know how I'm going to do the nose. I think Because rabbit noses are pretty flat. So I think all I'll do is I'll add like a little strip right here that'll blend out to make that little top point. Because their face also kind of from the end of their nose, you know? Whereas I kind of made this shape really round. So I think if we come in, just add a little strip right here that comes to a point for the little nose shape. Because they kind of have kind of a diamond, like they have the triangle that is the top of their nose, but then it kind of keeps coming up into that bridge. And it's a lot less prominent on domestic rabbits, but I'm sitting here planning ahead when I don't even have the muzzle glued together yet. Crazy mans. And now we gotta wait for the hot glue gun to warm back up because I forgot to plug it back in. Huzzah! Hello, sir. Forrest is nice enough to bring his rope. You know what? Yeah, let's do that. Nope, I lied. I don't want to do that. There we go, that's better vibe. Yes, I have the chalky milk. I gotta have the chalky milk. It is good to plan ahead of time, but I can only do so much planning when I don't have the pieces for it yet. This is a good one. Digging the saxophone. Bingus is over here comfy in her chair. Yeah. We need to wash your chair. Your chair is so furry and it's changing colors. It's a dark blue folding chair that she really likes, and she lays in it almost every day. And it's been a minute since I've cleaned it. It's a bit hard to clean because the fabric doesn't come off the frame. So I have to carpet clean it. It's slowly turning white. Just in the center where she lays. I think that's what we'll do when we're done with stream, huh? So we'll clean our chair. Yeah. Forest. Thank you. I did not cut this piece very nicely. This is why I don't get 3-inch foam, because God knows I can't cut at a straight angle for the life of me. like, because like there's the part I trace and I cut along the lines, but I cut kind of like this, even though I try to cut straight up and down. So then the back side of the pieces is almost always at just a little bit of an angle, which isn't great. I have hot glue on my fingers. Hot glue on my fingers. And it is actually hot glue this time. I'm not being dumb, I swear. Yet. For now. Liberally apply the glue. Oh yeah, 4 inches is... that's plenty of muzzle. Especially once when we get this carved down. I think it'll look... I think that'll be really good. Just gotta wait for it to cool. Gotta unplug our hot glue gun. It'd be great, because this is what I have for the horn. Ooh, happy slices! Ah. Ah. Well, you got caramel. Caramel's better than peanut butter for happy slices. But I've got this kind of swirly unicorn horn. I'm gonna stick right on the front of this rabbit. Don't. I have to sneeze. Woo! Yeah, did I scare you? Yogurt's an odd option. I haven't tried yogurt on apple slices. It doesn't sound bad. Sounds pretty good, actually. Especially if like I'm in the mood for yogurt, you know? So we're gonna put this right here.
Barbecue season is back. Hey, it's Ellen, and this is Sarah Beth. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is that zesty barbecue sauce. I love that it was a little sweet, a little tangy, and with the mac and cheese. I feel like I tasted that brown sugar bacon first. It was the absolute best combination. Pro tip, 3 sandwiches are always better than 1. Order the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich and a Coca-Cola on the Chick-fil-A app for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Ugh, that's the hard part, is trying to get the sides even.
2025, the ultimate playlist of party anthems. Featuring songs from Madonna,
That's fair.
XCX,
You let me know how that tastes.
and more.
I want to know.
Listen now on Spotify.
Not me absolutely destroying my elbow on the desk. This is going to be the weird part, though. Because bunnies don't generally have front-facing eyeballs. Yeah, that'll do us some good. So then we'll go... No, we won't. Get off of there, hot glue. I've decided I no longer wish to glue you yet. That's alright, we'll just remelt it later. Because I actually have to shape the muzzle before I put it on the face. That would be helpful. Tiny, tiny foam pieces touching me. That's my least favorite part. Is when I trim these details and there's all these itty bitty foam pieces everywhere. I do like to round out the edges on the inside of the muzzle too. Just because then it gives a little bit more room. Which this guy does not have a very big muzzle. He's got a very small muzzle. Which means he might not make for the most breathable suit, even if I keep that jaw nice and open. Where is his lower jaw piece? 'Cause I don't think I really... This is the lower jaw piece. Yeah, because I kind of just left it at that. But we're going to tilt it nice and open. So this teeny tiny piece, very important. Despite being so teeny and so tiny. Now we can glue it back on. But now we gotta plug the hot glue gun back in because now he's too cold. And see, this is the problem I'm talking about. Is like I have to unplug so that way it doesn't ooze everywhere when I go to use it, and I have to replug so that way it doesn't not ooze enough. How I'll manage this, but there we go. We're gonna try to get this as even and not lopsided as possible, which is easier said than done. Itty bitty muzzle. You know what would help you guys see a bit better? Is if I didn't have massive backlight. Does that help? I don't know that it makes too much of a difference for you guys, honestly. I feel like you can see it a little better though, you know? Yeah. And I don't really need that light, it's just on. It's helpful, but not, like, necessary, you know? What we don't want is for the muzzle to sit so low that the chin is like down here and then it's bumping you in the chest. But we don't want it to sit so high that we can't put our eyeballs in later. That's perfect, though. That's good shit. Good shit, good shit. Oh, yes, he's gonna be a cutie. There we go. Now, time for funky stuff. Bling. Bling. Unplug the glue. Movie pinch. Blue. I feel like this piece is not as taut as the other side is, so I might have to re-glue that. Because like this connection here, god damn it. This little connection right here on the back side of the muzzle is very important. Because it's one of the two main things. Quinn, you're done streaming already? Hi! How was your stream? You got bored? I would have stopped by, but I was already streaming when you started. I was gonna raid you if you weren't done when I was done. That's good, that's good. We are doing the tedious work of starting a foam base for a pre-made. And it is going very slowly. It's been like an hour and this is all we got. Start streaming again just to get raided later. That would be funny. It's alright, I think there's just really you and Jay in chat right now, so there might be another person or two, but not too many people in here today. Last week we got real lucky. Had like 18 people in chat. We got some lurkers? Yeah. We do love the lurkers. Yes, we do. I'm very happy to be someone's background noise. Hey, there's Luna. Hi again, Luna. I see you found Quinn's stream. How do Oh, that's weird. I have no idea. I don't know anything about getting games to display, so we're lucky if I can get them to display properly on my computer, much less on a stream. I just want to tear this little tidbit. There we go. And then, yeah, that's better. I haven't used OBS in forever, so I'm really scared. Oh, did you? Did you see a Bingus? She is right here. Can you see her? Did you shift, Bingo? There is a Bingo right here. She's hiding. She's being sneaky. She's got a giant skin tag. You might have to go to the vet for that one. Oh, you see her snoot? She's got this one little spot right by her ear. They say they miss you, Bingo. Yeah, they miss seeing you. She's got a lump right by her ear. It's been there for about a year now. Like, I had the vet look at it. He's like, oh yeah, that's just a fatty deposit. But it's very lumpy. And it's getting a little bigger. So I think I'll have him take another look at it. Because I'm worried that it might be a tumor. Which is very common in labs as they get older. They tend to get skin tumors and stuff like that. And she's got a lot of skin tags on her. She's getting old. She's got lots of little tags. But this is the only one that's looking really weird. And I'm a little worried about it. So we'll take a look at it later. Yeah, take a look at it in the evening. And then if we still think it looks bad, we'll get you an appointment to get it looked at by a doctor. Yeah, just in case. Better safe than sorry, huh, Bingo? Oh, that is a mood. That is a mood. I'm cooking through Premades because I have to, if I want to get this Premade done, I kind of had to start it now if I want it done in time to start my next commission, because commissions are more important than Premades. But, oh, I don't really want to work on commissions right now. Oh, I do not have the drive for it. Alright, that's unplugged. Also, you can see his feet just barely. There's a dead baby man's. He's taking a nap, finally. Thank God. He has been so all over the place this morning. Everywhere. I'm going to modify this little jaw piece. Oh, I don't even draw people, man. I cannot, for the life of me, draw people. Oh, yeah, Bingus Beans. She had to get comfy in her chair. We got this, but then we want to tilt it a little. And then it would be like, no, I want to cut that angle a little sharper, I think. It's an ad. I was like, don't worry, I don't like water either. I got chocolate milk. I cannot stand water, so I entirely understand the I don't want water, so I'm gonna get something else. You always have water, Jay. You chug water. Do bunnies have bottom teeth? That sounds like a really weird question, but bunnies do have bottom teeth, right? I don't think I even need this big chunk. I could just do... You have like an entire gallon of water by you all day that you refill almost daily. You basically chug water. Compared to me, who the last time I had like a sip of water was after doing a shot of soy sauce. Okay, that's what I thought. See, I'm not too worried about getting the back teeth as much as the front teeth, because that's usually the important part, because that's what you see on a fursuit. My canines don't even get their rear teeth. They just get their front row. But that is good to know. I was pretty sure they had little front tooths. So, but this lower jaw is going to be so tiny, I don't know if it's actually going to have space to have teeth in. So we'll find out, I guess. I guess that's how we're going to do that, because, good lord. Like, that's how big the lower jaw is. Like, it's itty bitty. We're just gonna take teeny tiny scraps just behind the main teeth. That's what I thought. I think what's gonna end up happening though is I'm going to do just the top teeth, just because I don't think there's enough room to have more sets of teeth, and they're most known for their front upper teeth. So we'll start off with that and then go from there and see how everything looks, I think. Ooh, that's a good raise, though. Over $2? That's really good. Frickin', when I was working at Joann's, they were paying $10.50 an hour. Which is frickin' pennies, but you know. The job wasn't really to pay bills as much as to just give me a bit more wiggle room, and for the sake of getting me out of the house more than anything, because I like making fursuits, don't get me wrong. I do get bored being in the office all day, every day, though. But I also can't afford to really take days off of work, so if getting out of the house means going to another job that pays, that's something. I do miss working at Joann's a little bit. Well, don't forget taxes. So you'll probably be looking at, like, I'm trying to remember, because I used to make $15 an hour. I made $15.50 plus tips back at my restaurant job. Back when I could do that. Okay. Because I would work 4-hour shifts, and I would end up getting about $40 after taxes per shift. But I also only worked like 8 hours a week. So then I'd get like maybe $80 on my paycheck, because it was a weekly paycheck and I only worked maybe 2 shifts. I was just the salad boy. Sometimes I'd cook if it was like a busy holiday or something, but I was kind of just the extra person. I could never imagine making $20 an hour. I wish. Like, I got real sad when I actually did the math on TikTok for technically how much an hour I make off of fursuits. And it's less than federal minimum wage, like $5 an hour making fursuits. I wish. So yeah, I guess if you guys are making about the same, then yeah, that would be about $1,000 if it's bi-weekly. Yeah, because its second shift gets paid more. I sit here and I go, man, I should apply for a new job. Like, I would love to have a job again. I mean, I do has job, but, you know, a real job, an out in the world job. And then I remember I can't function for more than an hour out in the world. So, God knows I'd work there for like a month. It'd be nice to have the extra cash, though. So long as it didn't make me lose my health insurance. Right, God. I feel like that's kind of the way it is at a lot of jobs. Like, the customers are just a given. There's always going to be rude customers in any sort of job where you have to deal with customers, you know? And if there's not rude customers, there's definitely going to be some sort of rude coworker or two. Just because you can't get along with everybody. And sometimes management just frickin' sucks. And that's the way it goes. But, you know. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I mean, that is an idea. Assuming they aren't constantly dying. Right. I don't know, you apparently tried super hard yesterday to just yeet yourself out of the chair. Just for the bit. Can't believe you do that for the bit, Jay. Okay, how did these two pieces... What the heck? These two pieces are entirely different lengths. What in the world? Where's my little... Oh, dang it. There it is. Okay. I don't know how I managed that. We're gonna... try again. Remake that piece. Yeah. I wasn't there, but I heard about it. I definitely heard about it. So whose fault is that? Like, you were so dramatic. I had to be told about it when I showed up. That's how you know. It wasn't an, oh, Jay fell over again. It was a, Jay yeeted themselves because they forgot they couldn't stand. One little, very important, major factor for the bit. You were so into the bit, you basically yeeted yourself. This almost makes me wish you had like one of those home cameras, you know, that just records your living room for security reasons, but really it's just people stalking each other. Just so we could see you yeeting yourself. I gotta tease you. I gotta. I am just teasing you, Jay. I promise. You would have to ask Jay because I wasn't even there. Long story short, though, the gist is they tried to stand up and they cannot stand. Don't worry. They survived the fall. Jay is not, in fact, dead. They are still here and with us. I just really want to know how you forget that, though. That's good. That's good. So you didn't fall too hard. All for the bit. What is this music? We went from some bumpin' beats to Timu ad. Oh, vehicle ad. For your off-roading Hyundai. I don't fucking know. Alright, let's go back to Electro Swing, I guess. Bring it here. You're just gonna go down the list? Okay. Yes, Coconut God. We're gonna not do that. We're gonna stick with some Electro Swing, I guess, until I can find. Because I'm literally just searching copyright-free music. So until I can find something that I particularly like to put in the background, we're just gonna stick with that. Because something is better than nothing. Ooh! You're gonna get a haircut! That's gonna be a big haircut. Oh, it's gonna throw me for a loop the next time I see you, because I'm not gonna recognize you. I'll be like, who is this? I thought Quinn was supposed to be here. I'll be honest, if my eyeballs weren't stuck in my own noggin, I wouldn't recognize me every time I give myself a haircut, so. If you see me, and I talk to you as though you're a stranger and I don't know you, that is why. I am so face blind, it's not even funny. I couldn't pick out my mother in a crowd, and she's a redhead. She's a short redhead. I have lost her in many stores. Mostly because of the short part. But there was one time I lost her, and then I found a different redhead, and I was so confused. Because that was not my mother, but I don't know who my mother is. I also hate having long hair. Hence why I keep it short. I do like when I've got the floppy on top, though. This is too short. I miss my floppy top. My hair is just a mess right now. Ooh. I'm biased. I like shaving the sides because it's lower maintenance. It's less to have to do. And I think the longer hair with the shaved sides always looks cool, but that's just me. I think the braids would look really cute too. Especially if you do like kind of like a French braid. That's like close to the scalp. Little French braids. That'd be so much work though. Ooh, what are you gonna dye? You're gonna dye it pink. Your favorite color, pink. There is the issue with pink hair dye is that it fades really fast. Honestly, you're better off getting red hair dye and just letting that fade. Because by the time it's really washed out, it'll just be pink. A lot of the more pastel colors fade so quick. I know. Well, it's funny, because, I'm over here, I'm looking at my laptop, obviously, because I have chat right here and I have my stream right here, so I can see everything, right? It's got the notifications of, like, followers and raids and whatnot. But then every once in a while, I remember the camera's not my computer. It's not like Skype where it's right here in the middle, and if I'm looking at my computer, I'm looking at the camera. You guys are actually over there. So I'm like, oh yeah. Anyway. But just direct eye contact. Prolonged eye contact. Prolonged eye contact. Prolonged eye contact. Anyway. Yes. I feel like the warmer shades just really tend to fade. And that's a really interesting thing to think about. Because most people's hair is generally warmer anyway. That's why when you bleach hair, it tends to bleach to an orange or a yellowy color, because hair tends to be more warm toned to begin with. So you'd honestly think that your lighter, your cooler shades, like your blues and greens, would fade faster. But, like, I dyed my hair red, and granted it was splat, so it still hung around forever, but it faded so much faster than the blues I put in. And the blue stained my bathroom counter for months. And it wasn't even permanent hair dye. It was temporary dye, and it stained my bathroom counter for months before it finally scrubbed off. But... ugh. I don't miss having dyed hair, mostly because bees really liked me. They just really liked my hair, and I am so down for the bees, you know, vibing with my style and all, but I do not vibe with bees being right by my face, is the thing. Interesting. That's a good point, yeah, because I've noticed silver kind of turns like a purpley bluish, like a periwinkle almost when it fades. Of course, that also depends on the brand. Oh, I wish I could go gray. I tried once. That did not go well. I just went straight back to brown. The problem is I don't have any toner, and I do most of my dyeing at home. I got the closest, actually. Rather than getting silver hair dye, I got the closest to getting the shade of gray I wanted by bleaching and then re-dyeing with black, but not for the full set time. So it ended up coming out like a more natural gray color. It's still darker than what I wanted, but it almost worked. Ugh. I only ever dyed like the very ends of my hair for the most part. But I dyed after we moved into this house, because I remember dyeing my hair a little bit yellow. I bleached my hair, dyed it gray, and then dyed the ends yellow, mostly for cosplay. That was a couple years ago now already. I haven't dyed since, mostly because I haven't had the money to buy hair dye. Thinkies. Ooh, what you trying? Is it fire alpaca? People recommend fire alpaca, but personally, I hate it. I can't find anything on fire alpaca. I got spoiled with Photoshop in college, and now I can't use anything else, and it's kind of rude, to be honest. Like, how dare they force me to use a paid-for program, and now I know nothing else. I tried Photopea, because it's straight up just Photoshop, but online, but since it's through a web browser, I don't know if they ended up switching it and getting a downloadable version, but since it's through a web browser with ads, it's very cramped feeling, and it's just a hot mess. Oh yeah, you've shown me that before, because we were talking about that forever ago, about you dyeing your hair like that. Yay, drinks! It is. Yeah, it is. I've heard that's very similar to Metabang. So if you like Metabang, you probably like it. I've heard a lot of good things about it, but I'm just so spoiled with Photoshop. That I like using Photoshop and Photoshop's hotkeys and their layout and stuff. Not that I do anything fancy, but shoulders are so tight. I feel like I gotta pop my shoulder. Do a big stretch. See, because like this way is not the problem. It's this way that hurts. Like actually. Oh, there goes one. The one shoulder pop. That's not the one that hurts. Anywho's. But you know, I used Fire Alpaca for all of 5 minutes and I got so frustrated I just uninstalled it. Which isn't to say that Fire Alpaca is bad. I just don't like it. There we go. I need to get myself a little garbage baggie because I've got a bunch of garbage on my desk now taking up space. Right. Getting your hair dyed professionally is so expensive, though. Even if they just do a box dye. Good idea. Something like that. So, we're gonna go. Oh. That's... I mean, as long as you think it tastes good, but I hate that because, like, that's not the same flavor. That is not the same thing, you know? It's entirely different. Oh, big stretch. Oh, big stretch. Yeah. Hello. Hi. That's good. As long as you like it. That's what matters. Hello, baby. Hello, hello. You just came in here for Snuggy Wuggies? You came in for Snuggy Wuggies? Oh my goodness, the baby. Oh my goodness, the baby. Oh, look at the baby. Oh. Sorry, I think I have all caps turned on. I might have to change that setting. It is the baby man's. Nightbot's just set up to the default stuff for moderating in general. So I just turned it on for this stream. So still working out kinks. We'll change that. Yeah. It's a baby man. It's a baby man. It's a little baby. Look at him with the baby man. Oh my goodness. Hi, hello. Hi. Oh, your breath. Oh, so much. Bingus, is that your breath? What if you stinky children? You got beef with Nightbot, huh? Hey, hello. Oh, yeah. See, that's what happens when you push me. I roll. It is time for our impromptu interruption by the puppy. Because he's decided he needs snuggles. Why are you shoving your face in my armpit, Don't sniff it. That's just gross. That's just gross, you silly baby. Yeah. Oh, come here. Oh, is that right there? Right there? Yeah? That's a good spot? Yeah. Oh, goodness. Oh, Bingus is getting up now. Oh, good lord, what have I started? She's trying. You good, Bingle? Yeah, I bet you are hot in that chair. Why don't you go get some water, babe? Hi. She's just sitting in it. She's... That's funny. I don't think I have anything like that set up. Okay, Bingus, it's definitely your breath. I need both of you to go skedaddle, please. Out. Go. Skedaddle. You're stinky. Stop breathing. Don't breathe in my direction. Your breath smells so rancid, Bingus. Go say hi to Noah. Go get Noah. Yeah, go get your dad. Go on. Go on. Oh, big stretch. Thank you. I like that he's just slowly... Nah. Go. Go, please. Go get some water. Yeah. Good dog. You two, out. Thank you. I like that Forrest has just slowly been bringing all of his toys in here. Ah. That's funny. Yeah, I'll have to change some settings. But I guess for now, just avoid all caps. There we go.
Wait, aren't you the big bad wolf?
Yes, but did you hear what I just said? Puff and More Puff is exclusively on FanDuel Casino.
Jeez, what big teeth you have.
Right, big teeth, but also big chances to win.
And so much hair.
It's fur, but try to focus. You can play Huff and More Puff online for real money only on FanDuel Casino.
21 plus and present in select states. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
As fans unite for playoff glory,
We'll do this.
ready for an NBA showdown. Stay ready for all the action. And stop
On some more foam.
for every thrilling playoff
Okay, I don't think I'm going to use this anytime soon, like I thought I was going to.
crucial matchups in the 2025 NBA playoffs.
Well, I tried.
NBA playoffs, quite like the cool, crisp taste of the Michelob Ultra, the official beer
Good Sharpie.
copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Michelob.
Whee!
We all need a little help sometimes, but asking, that's the hard part. In fact, 62% of people avoid seeking mental health support due to the fear of being judged. This Mental Health Awareness Month, break the stigma surrounding seeking support. If you need it, we've made it easier for over 5 million people worldwide to find help. Because when help gets better, we all do too. Visit betterhelp.com/Spotify Music for 10% off your first month.
swap which side those go on. Baby man. I see. There we go. Oh, I hear children. Yeah. Oh, Big is so comfy. Can I help you, sir? No? Okay. Have you tried asking your dad? What was that? Hmm? What was that? Can I help you? Oh, you gotta go potty? Alright. Potty break for the baby mans. I'll be right back. You guys enjoy some music.
Music, maestro, please.
Alrighty. I missed something in my settings? What did I miss in my settings? Did I miss or did they miss? Who's missing things in settings? Now it's too dark in here and I can't see anything because it was so bright outside. Good lord. Gotta turn this on so I can see. Ah. Yeah. Oh. You guys can totally hear that, can't you? every single time I get a notification. You know, I'm just now realizing that I never posted in the group chat. There we go. It's been like an hour and a half. Oh, he's keeping himself entertained with his toys. I did not do. Oh. I'm just getting attacked by foam. It's all fun and games until I get a piece of my eyeball. I would put on my real nice respirator mask, because that would prevent foam and eyeball problems. However, someone loses his shit when I put the mask on for some reason. Like the first time I put it on in front of him, he watched me put it together and put it on. But as soon as I stood up, terrifying, horrifying, he was absolutely traumatized. And then he realized it was literally just me. And now, anytime I put it on, he thinks he gets to just lick it for some reason. And he wants to play. And I'm like, I have it on for a reason. Not so we can play. It's just meta bang if it has fun things added. Well, there you go. Now you know. It's just meta bang. But with an alpaca for a logo. And now I know I probably wouldn't like Metabang. Ah! I've done that so many times. Scooch. Alright. Oh, good lord. Why am I so tense? Oh no! Hi, Forest. There we go. Alrighty. You just gonna stare at me? Okay. He does this a lot, where he just stands there and stares. Like, you can't see his face right now, but he was literally just standing there looking at me. And it's like, okay. He will also, like, throw temper tantrums where he'll go sit on the, like, in the middle of the living room. If I'm on the couch, he will just sit in the middle of the living room and just go like, and throw a little temper tantrum and just stare at me from there. But he's a little goofball. I know. He's a lanky boy. Poodles are surprisingly lanky. It's just you don't normally see it because they normally have longer fur. And he'll fill out a little bit more as he gets older, but he looks about the same as Bingus did when she was his age. So Bingus is also very lanky. I'm gonna get a plastic bag for all these extra foam bits. Come here, plastic bag. We can't really use these for anything. But he's just a noodle. And every time he gets a haircut, because every now and then, you know, I have to shave his hair again, and he'll go from having like 2 inches of fur on him to nothing, and he just looks so skinny. Like, he's just so lanky. His face, too. Like, I shaved his face recently, but I left that little mustache on him, so his face looks fine. But as soon as I shave that mustache on, he's just gonna look like a noodle. And I am both excited and not excited for his next haircut, because he's at that age where he's gonna start going through coat change. So if I don't shave him down super short, he's gonna get matted really easily. And it's just a lot easier to cut all the hair off and let them regrow it, rather than trying to brush multiple times a day to make sure they don't get matted. So he's gonna be completely naked soon. Yes, you are. Like, he's got about half an inch of hair on him right now. Half an inch to an inch, depending. His top knot's about 1.5 inches, you know. He's got some hair there. But, like, on his legs and stuff, it's all maybe half an inch. Not very long at all. And I like doing that because I don't always remember to brush him. I try to brush him every other day or so. But sometimes I do forget, or I have, like, a long weekend, like if I'm gone at a con. So it just makes it easier on me, and then when Noah's watching, it makes it easier for him to brush him out and make sure he doesn't get matted. But I do like leaving his top knot. So then we just brush out his hair. He gets that fluffy hair. And then we just brush out his body real quick. Make it look nice. But that way he doesn't, you know, get super tangled or anything by mistake. In case something happens and I'm gone for a while, or I forget for a few days, or anything like that. But coat change, from what I've heard, is a nightmare. And even if you brush every single day, they seem to get matted instantly, apparently. So even people, like, even the breeder was like, yeah, I just shave them when they're going through coat change, because it is insane. And I'm like, cool beans, I think that's what I'll do. So we'll get to see what he looks like when I shave all of his hair off and make him look like a naked little boy. Yeah, like a naked little chicken. And he's like, what? Naked chicken? Oh, this guy's gonna be so cute. This jackalope is gonna be so cute. Who is talking to me? Is it on Telegram? It is. Let me actually mute for an hour. Did I do it? I did, okay. So that way those notifications aren't going off on my phone at least. At least during stream. And then any other notifications I get, I guess, will probably be people texting me. But yeah. I'm debating. Because I'm thinking the plan right now is that I'll start streaming on like Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays somewhat consistently, I think. Just so that way I have a bit more of a schedule. And it might only be for 2 or 3 hours each day, but... I would like to stream more often. Because it's nice being able to just kind of vibe, you know? I just get to chat and work and... I'm gonna hold the... just wait for the glue to cool. This is the boring part of making a foam base, is holding the foam down so that way it actually glues together. Oh, you got your ball? Buddy, my hands are a little busy at the moment. I can't really throw your ball. Oh. Don't worry, he got his ball, guys. I know I threw it so far. Buddy. Yeah, you want me to throw your ball? Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. You want me to throw it? Okay, hold on. That's as far as it can go, because the door is closed. He's decided that right now is playtime, apparently. Thank you. Well, you guys don't need to fight over the ball. If you're gonna do that, take that out in the living room. Hey. None of that. Sarah. He was playing with it first. You don't need to be snapping at him because you took the ball from him. That's just rude. Stop breathing, please. Thank you. Oh, your breath, man. Breathe in a different direction. Stop. I love you, I do, but I need you to turn your face not directly towards me. Holy crap. You know what would help? Is if this was actually straight on. Yeah, there we go. Well, so she learned that, that's actually technically a command for her. Because she would be in the car, standing in the back seat with her face right next to me. And her breath has always smelled rancid. It's just stinky dog breath. So I would, go stop breathing, stop breathing in my face. So she learned stop breathing, and if I ask her to stop breathing, she will close her mouth. So it works. It sounds really mean. But then she's not panting right in my face. So, She doesn't actually stop breathing, though. She just closes her mouth. Breathes through nose. But babe, if you're hot in the chair, you don't have to sit there. There's, like, the rest of the house. Hey, it's Holy Stick again. This is my life. Hold on, bud. My hands are a little busy. I don't know. I don't know why it sounds so familiar. Shh. It's fine. Yeah, take your toy. Go ask your dad to throw it or something. Just knocking stuff off of shelves. Some somewhat fragile stuff. It's fine though. Nothing broke. Thank God. This is why we don't throw balls in the house. I knocked one of the shells off. Thankfully, one of the dense ones. Everything's fine. Totally not destroying the house. You need to get off that phone. Off. Thank you. He's always on the phone. Take your ball. I'm not. He drives me nuts, I tell you what. Mister. Yeah, see that? This is hot. Good Lord, this is why you can't be throwing your ball at me. I love you, buddy, I do. But you need to take a chill pill. Yeah, come here. You're okay. Don't sniff my crotch, that's weird. Yeah. Just need to go lay down. Yeah. I know. He just so happened to catch the cord for the hot glue gun when he threw his ball at me. And now he's just staring at me all sad. Your poor baby. I squint really hard. Is that a straight line? Yeah. So then we gotta go. Get off the phone! Off. I said off. Thank you. You have your little bed there? He has a whole blanket right here next to... No, off. And he insists on laying on the foam. It's the same thing if I have fur fabric out. He will insist on laying on the fur. Lay on your bed. He's got this whole little blanket folded up all nice and plush and stuff. On the rug. No, off the foam. Thank you. If I have to tell you again, I'm going to lock you out of the fucking office. Lay on your bed. Yeah, there you go. Good boy. He's like, this isn't nearly as comfortable. It's only not as comfortable because it's not something I'm not supposed to lay on. Just a little butt. Yes, you are. You're a little butt, baby mams. Bingus is whacking him in the face with her tail. I think once when I get these glued on, I'm gonna end stream, take a break, probably a nap. Because my shoulders are real something. Like, I might just take a hot shower just to relax my shoulders. Yay, your nose isn't stuffy! I'm not talking to you guys anymore. I'm gonna just, oh hey, you guys wanna see this really weird thing? You wanna see this really weird thing? I 3D printed these eye blanks, but they messed up. So for some reason it also printed like a whole layer. For some reason, it's fine, it's fixable, but you know. Anyway, these eyes printed really weird. Take your toy. Everybody run. What are you gonna do, Mod? You gonna ban me from my home? I will eat once when I'm done gluing this. Maybe, probably. I'll probably eat. If I remember. By the time I'm done doing this. It's not really giving bunny vibes. I think he needs a little bit more right here. But, again, that's future me's problem. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Jay is gonna get gray hairs from how much we're stressing him out. Staring at you from the void. Don't worry. I have chalky milk. And now it's extra chocolatey. And now there's no more chalky milk. Haha. Well, I am aware that it's not sustenance. But it is chalky milk, and that's what matters. Hey guys, did you know that hot glue's hot? Ow. Food. I will get food once I'm done gluing this part together. I also want to see how the muzzle's sitting. What? Fucking.
Here, in a greatly simplified form, we have the 4 elements needed in every timepiece. A source of energy or power, a
Oh. Yeah, no, that thought had gone and left my brain at least 6 different times by the time I read that, and I was just really confused what you were talking about. Yeah, no, hot glue is hot. It do be hot. Surprisingly so. Especially when you're just, oh, fucking damn it. I gotta hold all the pieces. Gotta hold all the pieces. My bitrate is not doing good today. That sucks. Anyway. Oh, is it doing that thing again where things are weird because I'm on the same... Yup. That is also true. I gotta sneeze. No, I don't. I lied. Ha! My son is staring at me from the doorway. Yes, baby mans, can I help you? You were just outside. Don't lie to me. You were just outside. Oh. There we go. My internet dipped for a second.
Here, in a greatly simplified form, we have the 4 elements needed in every timepiece.
Oh, wow. This sits really stupid, actually. So I'm gonna have to... pull this back. But otherwise it's fine, aside from this. Which honestly I might not have to pull it back once when it has all the foam on it because that will weigh it down. It's just really light right now because it's like maybe half a pound in total. Maybe. Most of the weight is usually in the ears and such. Alright. Yeah.
Switch it up and ride into adventure. The journey continues through May and June at Saginaw.
It looks good from the side. It looks a little goofy from the front. Unplug the hot glue gun so we don't get cooked. And then we'll find a raid. We'll find a raid. Ooh. Yeah, we'll go here. We'll go here.
Barbecue season is back.
We ready for a raid?
About the Chick-fil-A Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich.
Raid.
Barbecue sauce. I love that it was a little sweet, a little tangy, and with the mac and cheese. I feel like
Oh, there it is. Okay. I was like, hold on a second.
it was the absolute best combination.
We go.
3 sandwiches are always
Onwards.
Order the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich and our Coca-Cola on the Chick-fil-A app for the latest. Really nice cake for the testimonials.
Hey, you guys want to hear something? That depends what it is. Of course, it's the good.
Huzzah. Bye.